Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Gathering of Bros. As always, I'm your host, Esquivel, joined by my cohorts, Brothers for Life. Leo Veritas, say hello, Leo.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And the one, the only,
Did you go get it right this time?
No, you ruined it, man. I prepared a whole new one. What's your name?
Did he really just say, what's your name?
just say your name.
No, I want to hear it now.
Yeah, you
stole
have to
the
introduce
moment.
him.
You stole the moment.
You have to introduce him.
It's Bulba.
Wow.
I had
It's
this
me.
amazing moment prepared for you, and you just screwed the whole thing.
It's time
Screw
to
the
talk
pooch.
about... Oh, never mind. Let's keep going.
How much we suck. Okay, so say hello, Bulba. Say hello.
Hello, Boba. Hello, Boba.
Oh gosh, you're adoring fans. Oh man. All right, well guys, welcome to The Gathering of Bros. As I said before, I'm Esquivel. I'm your host for this evening's show. As always, got some great things we're going to talk about.
What if they're listening to it in the morning?
Catching up. Well, we're recording it in the evening, so it's an evening show whether you listen to it in the morning or the afternoon.
Dang.
Wow.
I'm just saying,
All right,
bro.
then.
I'm just saying. So, if a tree falls in the forest, did it really fall? No, wait, that's not how it goes. Oh, damn it.
Another commitment fail.
Woo! He did that one, man.
And no one was there to hear it. Yeah, I always forget that part.
What is the sound
Dang.
of one hand clapping?
Well, guys, welcome to The Gathering of Bros. I'm the dragon for today's G.O.B. All right. We're just going to be talking about stuff that we just have been meaning to really put more time into, especially like
Stuff.
anime.
That's what we're talking about.
But
Stuff.
we've had so many other things to discuss, like E3, and of course, our Smash tournaments and locals that we've gone to. We're gonna talk a little bit more about anime tonight. Touch a little bit more on the Banjo thing that happened. That the one little tiny thing, I guess, that happened. That didn't shock the internet at all.
Oh, just the little thing that happened.
So we're gonna talk a little
Who's
about
Banjo?
Smash Bros. As always. Who's Banjo? You bastard! How dare you? I take offense to that. That's my boy. Don't talk about my boy like that.
Nah, I'm about
Anyways,
Kazooie.
we're gonna talk a little bit about Breath of the Wild because we really didn't talk about it enough. I want to learn more about the time it takes place in because I know that there's what's the Skyward Sword was it the one where you were like up in what's the one where you were like up in the air
Skyward
you could
Sword.
fly bird Skyward Sword, yeah. So I want to know more about that, especially because now that I have a Switch, I can get out of here, man. I can invest more in the Legend of Zelda stories. Before it was just kind of me listening to you guys talk about it, but now I can participate. So, of course, Father's Day was this last weekend, so there were no locals. Of course, we're going to have one
For me.
What do you mean for you? The only local that I'd be going to is the one that you go to.
Well, for us, but either way, you said no locals this week as if nobody had locals because it was Father's Day.
Oh, okay.
Did it not
I'm
sound
sorry,
like that?
I'm sorry I wasn't specific enough.
I'm going to just sit over here and sip on my coffee. You guys go ahead and have at it.
Bulba, help me out here, man. Isn't that what it sounded like?
Did you not just hear me? I said I'm going to sit over here and sip on my coffee.
I think we all
Just
knew,
let you go at it.
having discussed that, especially where you like, well, I guess it's Esk's local too, even though it's a little further. I'm pretty sure you said that in a past show, so yeah, that's the only local that we would go to.
I mean, unless
you want to branch out. I mean, do you want to come to a local more towards my side of the bay? Because you're across the bridge.
I am across the bridge, yes.
I mean, I got to cross the bridge to go to that local, but I mean, I'm just saying.
All I was trying to say is you made it sound like there were no locals for anyone on Father's Day, and that may or may not have been a true statement. So I was just trying to say that it was for us that we had no locals on Father's Day. That's what I was trying to say. Man.
I think that's implied. Let us know. Was that implied at gatheringofbros@gmail.com?
Send your hate mail to gatheringbros@gmail.com.
I would love your feedback in on this. Did you think I meant that all locals across the United States or just the ones that we go to? In other news.
Oh, you condescending asshole. All right, let's go.
We're going to talk about Cadence of Hyrule a little bit from Bulba, and let's jump into the first topic of today.
Ooh, what is that?
A little bit about Banjo. So,
who's that?
You guys know, we did mention, I know Leo mentioned last week that Banjo-Kazooie, the original composer, his name was Grant Kirkhope. Really, really nice guy. Like, if you've ever seen him on Twitter, the guy is just like, he's just freaking awesome.
Yeah,
right?
He seems that way.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Leo had mentioned that he came back to compose the song that debuted in the
reveal
trailer. Or the reveal trailer, yes. And what it is, it's a remix of the Spiral Mountain theme. Da, 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 da. So that is the Spiral Mountain theme, which is the very first part of the game that you walk out into before you jump into Grunty's lair. And he reveals to us on Twitter, you know, I've been very much so keeping up with the updates on what's going on with everything. And he revealed to us on Twitter that he was asked by Nintendo to do this and to... At first, he didn't know which song they wanted, so he started working on a bunch of them, and then they ended up settling on Spiral Mountain, and they ended up asking him to incorporate the hidden themes within the song that allude to other levels and their themes, which I kind of was able to notice here and there, but he ended up revealing that we haven't heard the whole song yet, which would make sense. We only heard just a little tiny portion in the teaser trailer. So I'm sure there's a bunch that we haven't heard that really does allude to those theme songs. Well, it's been an emotional ride for me, so I went on Twitter and I felt like I had to share something with Grant Kirkhope because I have been whistling and humming the tunes of Banjo-Kazooie for freaking years now. So much so that they've been stuck in my head almost incessantly. You know, the main theme, which is just it's literally Banjo playing a banjo. I don't know. It's different than the main theme of the game. It's like the intro song before you hit start and kind of like enter into the actual game. And that one's always been stuck in my head. Spiral Mountain's really a popular one. The main theme of Grunty's lair. So like the majority of your traveling in the game is in Grunty's lair, and there's a theme within the lair. Very, very catchy. And then even in Banjo-Tooie, the second game, there's like he did all the music for both games, for Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. And Banjo-Tooie, there's one in particular for Glitter Gulch Mine that there's no telling when, but it will pop in my head and I will whistle that shit for days on end and it won't stop. And it's like it's so catchy. It's like it's dangerous. If I even think about it right now, I'm going to be whistling it for days. So I'm not going to display it for you guys. I think you should. I have felt really attached to the music for years, and I felt like with everything going on, hearing that he came back to do the music,
baby, come back.
I had to acknowledge it because it's really played. God, I love Vanessa. What's her last name? Starts with a C.
No, nope. Nope, that's wrong. You were about to say Vanessa correct. Carlton. It's Vanessa Hudgens. It's not the same.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh man, you are a failure.
I knew that. I don't know why I did that. Because arguably, as odd as this is to say, because Vanessa Carlton was a one-hit wonder,
true. Her
name is just more recognizable than Vanessa Hudgens. You know,
I'm pretty sure it's Hutchins or something like that. Hudgens.
It's Hudges. Is it Hudgens? I don't think
it might be
N.
Hudgens. I think it's Hudgens.
I think it's just it's Hudgens. I think it's.
I don't know why we're talking about this, but continue with what you were saying.
Anyways, so I went on Twitter. And I tweeted at I tweeted at Grant Kirkhope, and I just gave him like a
tweeted at who?
Grant Kirkhope.
Kirkhope?
You said Kirkhope.
You said Kirkhope.
You know, this is the same crap that happens when I say Spider-Man and you guys hear Spider-Man.
No.
It's just I say it so fast that it just doesn't. It doesn't. You don't
know. No.
I get tongue-tied, okay, guys? God. So I tweeted at Grant Kirkhope.
And just to verify, it is Vanessa Hudgens, Hudgens. That is.
There is an N.
Oh. Yes.
I always thought it was Hudgens.
Nope. Can you tell that we're light on topics this episode?
Nah, bro.
Oh. Continue, sorry.
I tweeted at Mr. Kirkhope and he didn't respond. I hope he saw it. But I ended up later saying something else. Oh god, it was the Glitter Gulch Mine. He posted a remix of a YouTuber who played it on guitar and like put it together. And I watched it and I started to listen to it and I said no. I turned it off because I didn't want to get stuck in my head. But I ended up commenting on that. I said, dude, it's dangerous, man. You don't know. Like when songs get stuck in my head, dude.
Well, that's how I am with a lot of Zelda songs.
Do you guys remember that freaking? What was that song? Oh God, what the hell is that woman's name who was on American Idol? Help me!
Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul. Do you remember?
No.
Oh God. Man. Do you remember that song that stuck in our head? Oh, what was the other one? Disturbia. You remember I told you Disturbia by Rihanna? I would wake up as soon as my eyes opened in the morning. I told you, man. Like when it's stuck in my head, it's dangerous.
Michael, it's time to go to school.
Yeah, dude. Like that shit was real. Oh, man. Anyways, I tweeted him. I swear that this particular song, Glitter Gulch Mine, is the catchiest one you ever made. I randomly find myself whistling this tune all the time. And he liked it and replied, I'm glad you enjoyed the song. And
that's dope.
I hope that he saw my other post, which was, I just wanted to take a moment to reach out and say thank you. Banjo-Kazooie was the first game I ever played on my N64, and I've incessantly whistled and hummed your masterpieces for 20 plus years now. You created music that had a lasting effect on me, with all the excitement from Banjo and Kazooie appearing in Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I like when you do a hashtag Smash Bros. Ultimate on Twitter, you get the little Smash emblem at the very end of it. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, appearing in Smash Bros. Ultimate, I wanted to let you know that I was personally moved to tears, which I was, by hearing your music in the trailer. Completely accurate statement. So again, from someone who appreciates your work abundantly, thank you. Long live Banjo-Kazooie. So, yeah, it's just something I wanted to share with everybody because the music in particular in that trailer was what really got me. Because if you learn more about Banjo-Kazooie, the music from the very beginning of its inception was always tied to the game. They were very particular. There was a moment that, like, the music was so important that I think the characters were actually supposed to sing. That's before when they had voices intended for each character, but they ran out of time and money, and they ended up just doing the with the words in the bubble. Music was always important to the game, and that's why they brought in Grant Kirkhope. Hope. So you got me all messed up now, Leo.
I mean, it is in the outline.
I said it right the first time, and I second guessed myself because you messed with me.
Well, don't do that.
Isn't what this podcast is all about? Poking fun at each other.
Anyways, Kirkhope came in, and this is actually big news that I wanted to mention. He's the first non-Japanese Nintendo composer.
For Smash Bros, correct?
For Smash Bros in particular.
Right.
Where all the music that's been done for Smash Bros it's all been done by Japanese Nintendo composers.
So I wanted to.
So it's actually a big deal.
I wanted to spring off. Sorry to cut you off. I wanted to spring off of that because I also had seen those tweets, And I actually saw an exchange between Masahiro Sakurai, the director of Smash Bros., and Grant Kirkhope. They had like a Twitter exchange. Obviously, language barrier a little bit because of the like translate functions and whatnot. But it was really cool to see like Grant basically thanked Mr. Sakurai for allowing him to do the rearrangement and whatever, and it was just cool to see him, respond and them interact with each other. So I thought that was pretty cool.
He means he's in good standing, which is
Right.
really important. And the fact that they reached out to the original, it all bodes well for the fact that there's a good standing relationship between not only the people at Microsoft who own Rare, but Rare themselves, including Grant Kirkhope. And, the whole reason we're really talking about this is because of the rumors that Boba presented to us since our last episode.
What?
Regarding it was you.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was all you.
Okay? No hablo.
Just own up to it. So you mentioned to us about a supposed leak of a Banjo-Kazooie game on Amazon in Germany, was it? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay? No hablo.
No,
He said no hablo.
I'm not speaking Spanish here, man. I'm speaking English.
Okay?
Oh, gosh, this guy. So, I'm curious, how legitimate do we think that this is? Or do we think it's just literally someone trolling going on a German website? On Amazon in Germany trying to do that. You think that's what it is?
I think it's wildly inaccurate.
I think it might pop up somewhere
the potential of a game is there since he's now in Smash, but how it just popped up randomly right after E3, no information about it, no art, no nothing. It's only in Germany.
It's odd.
Yeah, I don't think it's legit.
Yeah, well, that's why we wanted to talk about it, because you got my friggin' hopes up. So
that's what I do best.
You get them up, and then you just knock them down. So
I got to do something while I'm at work, okay? And knocking you down is just fun.
Yeah, my whole life right there, guys. It's my whole life. So,
but then I pick you back up. It's a heavy load to pick up, but I pick you up.
I'm definitely leaning towards. I'm sorry. I'm trying to recover from the burn that I just got.
I'm sorry. I saw an opening and I had to go. I had to take it.
I need some aloe.
Let me give you some burn heal.
I'm definitely leaning towards remaining positive about a remake. I just think it's just.
I'm remaining positive too. I'm positive it's not going to happen.
Like,
damn.
It just feels like they went through so much trouble
happen.
Bringing back Banjo-Kazooie. Realistically, they could have just had somebody with a Nintendo make the music. But the fact that they reached out to Kirkhope.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, I don't think that they're necessarily right now going to make a brand new Banjo-Kazooie game, but I do see them porting Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie over.
Yeah, I mean, it could be as simple as you heard about Rare Replay, right, Esk?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be just as simple as porting Rare Replay over onto the Switch. Like, that would be dope, man. I mean, isn't 007 on that also? Can you imagine 007 on the Switch?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Rare. A lot of people don't realize that Rare made GoldenEye, and that was like one of the biggest games on the N64 of all time.
Yeah.
I think Banjo-Kazooie is I want to say number 10 on the list for having sold the most copies on the N64. And if you think about that, it's in the top 10 of all the games that were released on N64. Oh, that's freaking crazy.
Well, it's good to stop you here because I was going to tell you that earlier I posted a video in our chat. Did you watch that? The one from, I think it was Austin John is his name. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah, I think I
Austin
did.
John plays?
Yeah, Austin John
I
plays.
watched it before. I watched it before I started work this morning.
Okay, yeah. Well, then that's perfect because
early.
it's a good area to plug our Discord, so that if you join our Discord, you can see that link that I'm going to post in there. But basically, the video is just him explaining how just important it was to see Banjo come to Smash, and
it's a big deal.
Yeah, how big of a deal it was, and just kind of a little bit of a brief history if you're the person who doesn't really know that much about Banjo. So yeah, join our Discord.
Join the Discord, guys. We would love to hear from you, and we share a lot of cool stuff. So moving on, because there is such thing as talking about Banjo-Kazooie too much, believe it or not. Let's move on to just some general Smash Bros. Talk. I think we played, was it 2 days ago we played, Leo?
Yeah, I think so.
I managed to take 2 stocks from you.
You did.
What?
I think that's worth mentioning.
So
I was playing very good in that game.
Were you sick, Leo?
Were you not feeling well? Dang, man.
Did you have blisters on your fingers?
I was just about to say, I have always been the type of person that when Esk and I play, just us, like, I'll do what he does and basically try to blame everything else. Funny, of course, just to be funny, not in actuality. I'll give Esk his credit. He played very well. The one thing I'm going to say is, you took 2 stocks from me while I was playing in the living room and not at my desk. So I don't want to take credit away from you. I'm not trying to say that you didn't play well or, oh, the sun got on my type of crap.
He's basically saying you played like trash.
Dang, Bulba, you know how to read me so well.
I got him down to 1 stock, and he killed me at my... I think I did at least 20 or 30 damage on him.
Is that the game that
me at like...
I was going to say, is that the game that I gimped you?
No, you didn't give me. That's the one where you killed me by hitting me up. I disappeared off into the distance.
Just gone. Team Rocket bucks now again.
Get that little tiny bell, you disappear. Ding! There's the freaking Team Rocket disappear. Yeah. I don't know. I felt when I was playing that night, it had been a while since I was playing. And I was being very
patient.
Intense. Well, I was being very patient. I was trying to avoid your projectiles. Mm-hmm. And I was being very particular on my positioning on the field.
There you go.
Because I feel like when I allow you to keep me on the edge, let's not even talk about edge guarding. Just me like standing on the outside of the platform.
Yeah, positioning. It's
I do that a lot.
Right, advantage and disadvantage state. So you want to be in advantage.
Yeah, I tried to stay inward, which allowed me to stay alive longer, do more damage. But realistically, I think I was landing my hits.
Yeah,
and I was chasing you down, but smart. And I don't know. I think was it Pokemon Stadium?
Yes.
I think it was Pokemon Stadium.
It was PS2.
I don't know if that particular Pokemon Stadium map was making it easier for me or what, but I wasn't allowing you to get projectile damage on me.
I think you had found a good spot underneath one of the platforms to where I had to
avoid your bomb?
Yeah, I had to kind of jump at an angle and then kind of land back at an angle so that I landed in the same spot. So it took more time to hit you. So I think you had good positioning. And again, I'm not trying to take anything away from you, but I also was playing in the living room with my son running around, so that might have had a little bit to do. And the reason I say that is because the other games that we played, and when I was able to focus a little bit better, that didn't happen. So again, I can sit here.
The game after that, I was still playing I almost took 2 stocks from you. It was really close. We only played like three matches.
No.
So had we kept, it was like 3 matches.
We played probably like 5 matches.
Okay, like 5 matches, and the first one was brutal. I remember that. It was because it'd been a while since I played. Second one, I had gotten better. I at least because like you 3-stocked me in the first game.
Yeah,
no lie.
Your
straight
warm
3
up.
stock.
I don't count your warm up. So if you want to count the warm up, then technically we played like 7 games.
Managed to take the 1 stock on the second one, and then I kept warming up. And I remember there was one game I took 2 stocks, and then there was one game after that where I almost took 2. I mean, it was a really close. I almost took. I mean, it was really freaking close. I remember thinking like, damn. Oh, that's the one where I ended up killing myself. Remember, I missed the ledge. I came down like a freaking bat out of hell, straight down, and I thought I would clip the ledge, and I just missed it and just fell and died. So I prematurely killed myself.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Had I managed to stay alive, I mean, I don't want to get into the what if, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I mean, odds are if I had stayed, and I didn't have a lot of damage.
At very least.
Oh, for sure. I think I could have taken that second stock again, just because, especially because I was feeling really confident. Like I was feeling really confident after I took those 2 stocks, and you were teabagging me too. So I was like, yeah, I got that second stock though. I was like, yeah. Even though you ended up beating me, it's like a win for me is just like more than 1 stock. I'm like, all right, like let's go.
The funniest thing ever is you're the one who always starts it. Like I literally every time we play, I always go in with the intention.
No, I legitimately did not teabag you, and you started teabagging me.
That's because you taunted me first.
Yeah, but a taunt is not a teabag, bro.
Yes, it is.
It counts as its own taunt because, and I'll tell you why. When you play online, when you play online, you can't taunt unless you're in an arena. When you play on quick play, you can't taunt.
Really?
When you play in arenas, I think you're obviously allowed to, but when you play in quick play, it's not. So it can't. People started teabagging to basically taunt. So no, it's to you who joined late, maybe that it's levels, but otherwise, no, it's pretty much the same thing. And it's because you taunted me first, because you got like, I remember one time you either taunted or teabagged because you happened to hit me with the charged limit. Like one time out of the 17 times you tried to hit me with the charged limit.
No, but you know I did it because you know what I did. So I hate to give this up because this is something that I've kind of learned that you do. When I get my limit, I kind of start to run towards you a little bit, and as soon as I slow down, you anticipate that I'm going to throw the long distance one. So you jump. So what I've learned to do is anticipate you jumping, jump with you, and throw my limit high so you jump into it. And I did it, and I was super stoked about it, and you didn't die from it, but I hit you with it, and I was like, let's go, I got him, and I freaking taunted. So
he taunted and then proceeded to die for the 30% combo I did after that.
Yeah, I pissed him off. He went off after that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I remember thinking to teabag
that
every
pissed
time.
Him off. Yeah, he started teabag.
Oh god!
You get any good games in Bulba?
I haven't really played in a week and a half.
Busy.
Yeah, I was sick our last show, and I've just been kind of recovering and mainly just watching anime.
Well, I feel you, dog. I'm kind of binge watching Cobra Kai right now.
Oh, the show on YouTube?
It's so good.
Oh man, I've been debating watching it. Well, let's finish our Smash Bros. Section and we'll talk about whatever else.
Point being, I can't. I'm too into Cobra Kai. But
you know what? I did play. When did we play, Leo? Or you joined. And
I joined and you had left. Yeah, because you something happened with work.
Yeah,
gosh, that might have been
playing
3
days. Didn't you play Anvil? Oh, it was Gabe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Gabe, and yeah, I was very rusty and couldn't really do anything.
Are you still feeling pretty solid on Mewtwo?
Oh yeah, Mewtwo's my boy.
Better than Sonic?
No. Sonic is much better, but Mewtwo's my boy.
Oh. I feel like your play style is totally Sonic. I feel like you do super well with him just because I don't know. I can't explain it. Mewtwo's on the slower side. I've seen Anvil play as Mewtwo.
Yeah, Mewtwo is more like a technical You got to get everything right.
Everything timed right, yeah. Whereas like Sonic, it's more like
overwhelming.
How many jabs can I throw out at this bitch ass? And like
how many jabs can I throw out and run away like little sissy and come back and do it again?
And like I'm bound to, if I throw 1,000 punches, Sonic, I'm bound to hit him at least one time. So
my basically no lag smash attack will eventually hit you.
Right.
and like, oh, he's rolling a lot? Let me just wait in the middle of the roll and I'll just homing attack this bitch. Like, yeah, pretty much that's what happens. So,
well, hey,
I think...
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I think you should definitely not give up on you two.
Oh, no, I'm not, ever.
Basically, we go like 50-50. So, either I'm like completely nailing all my combos and I can get you with my up Bs and almost juggle you. And then if that's not happening, then you're freaking hit me with your stuns and then freaking throwing me and hit me with a fully charged Shadow Ball as I try and get back onto the stage and then I go flying and die. So I think it's pretty even between you and me. So I see that, and you definitely have a lot of potential as Mewtwo, so keep practicing him. But I do think that your Sonic is really good. It's really, really good.
Well, this is good because it kind of brings me to what I wanted to talk about today in the Smash Bros. Section, besides our tournament corner. But
Mike, do it.
It's time to talk about how much we suck.
All right. So before we talk about that, I wanted to...
Premature tournament corner.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to kind of talk about what I noticed.
How much we suck.
Yes. What I noticed from you guys when I play you guys. Maybe it'll help you to...
That we're garbage?
Not that you're garbage. Just that I'm able to read what you guys do a little bit better than I can say Anvil.
Well, that's not fair. I don't like to read.
But I'll go easy. But I just want to point out some glaring...
Go hard.
Go hard in the paint. I just wanted to point out some glaring things.
There is something that I've noticed. So Cloud's down B, where he does that double swipe, and then his side... Well, no, his down... I'm sorry, his down smash and his side smash.
Okay. They're
really, really slow. And I have this tendency to dash after you and then do immediately at the... Like, right when I reach you, I smash. Well, you anticipate it. You bait me in. Right as I reach you and I go to hit my smash move, you roll back. You're like, oh, look at that. You're completely open. So right in the middle of my recovery, that's when you put me into your kind of like rolling combo. So I have noticed that you've been able to read me like really, really bad with that particular habit. Been trying to break it. I don't know if you noticed the other day, but I wasn't really doing it. If anything, I know you expect me to do it, so I kind of like pretend to do it. Like I'll dash after you and then back out, trying to like keep you on your toes. But yeah, you're totally right. I have some bad habits that allow you to predict like pretty much what I'm doing all the time.
So I'll start with you then, Esk, since you are mentioning a couple things that you notice. The one thing that I noticed that you do...
Time to talk about how much Esk sucks.
Come on.
The one thing that I noticed that you do a lot is you use up B randomly. And while that kind of helps sometimes, because again, like I mentioned last week, it has super armor, it is not fruitful to just constantly do it. It doesn't help you at all because it's not a kill move. It doesn't give you much damage. If anything, it might be a spacing tool if someone is really suffocating you.
That's pretty much what I use it for.
You use it way more than that. And that's just from what I've noticed. And maybe it's just playing me, but either way, that's something that I noticed that you're doing when we play. Besides that, you do have a tendency to use smash attacks a lot. And you use a lot. I
mistime them.
Yeah, and you use a lot of Cloud's moves that have a lot of end lag on them. So it's easy to punish after you miss, or if you happen to miss. So one thing I can tell you...
And that's what that Mega Man did at that local, is he was just like completely taking advantage of the end lag.
Right.
And then once he got me in a combo, there was nothing I could do.
Right.
And I was dead so fast.
So fast
that you only got 4 damage.
Like 4 damage. Yeah. I was dead the majority. Realistically, that match was over so fast.
Yeah.
With my cloud match. So yeah, you're right. Okay, go on.
Yeah. The other thing I can say
how
is
much what's that?
You need to utilize your nair and your up air a lot more, because those are one of the biggest things that clouds do.
Now instruct me. Am I using my C-stick tilt to do that?
So you can if you basically, a nair is your neutral attack, which is just pressing A and then air. So the lingo is nair, which is neutral air. So that's literally either a full hop where you're just pressing the jump button and then pressing your attack button, which is A, or just lightly tapping your jump button and pressing your attack button is a short hop nair, short hop neutral air. So utilizing
quick press.
Yeah. You can even press it at the same time. Do you jump with X or Y?
I jump with let me look at the controller.
One of the gray ones, right?
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, most I use Y. I don't know. I use Y sometimes, but for the most part, I use X. I had to like think how I hold controller.
Okay, yeah, I'm
stupid, guys. God.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but okay.
I actually use X when I jump, but pressing X and A or Y and A, depending on your jump button, you will do an automatic short hop, and then either a nair, fair, bear, what all that is. Just
it's got to be a quick press though. It can't be a sustained press, because then you jump higher.
Well, that's if you don't press it at the same time. If you press it at the same time, it automatically does.
It's an short hop.
I gotta practice that then, because I've been trying to do that, and he always jumps too high.
Yeah, that's a habit that when you're a newer player, it takes a while to break. And to be honest, sometimes I do it on accident still. So
yeah. Something else I noticed is so I switched my C-stick to tilt, right? But it still does smash attacks. So
no,
I don't understand.
You got to make sure you're using the right name that you put the controls under, because I have on mine sometimes like a capital B Bulba and then it's a lowercase b Bulba. I don't know why I did it, but one has smash and one has tilt. And sometimes whenever I click one and forget to change it back, I enter a match and I'm doing smash attacks for no reason. I'm like, why the hell am I doing smash attacks? Well, I chose the wrong name as the introducing.
Yeah, that could be.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's because, I don't know. I thought it just automatically does it across the board when you're playing under your account.
You have to. So, for example, if we're going online, right, and you're choosing your character, and you have my name and you have your name, and your name has smash attack set, and my name has tilt attack set, and we're in an arena. You pick my name, you're going to go into the match, and your C-stick is going to be tilt. You go in your name, it's going to be set to smash. And just if you're going into smash in general, just to play like CPUs, and you don't even pick a name, it's not going to have any of those settings set, because the settings are set per the name.
Do you have to set it every time, or does
no? It'll save it
from the last time. See, then that doesn't make sense, because it should. I mean, I'm not looking at it right now, but I'll look at it after the show for sure. I'm pretty sure it's set for ESC. So I don't know if it got switched, because the other day I was playing you and I tried to use my C-stick and I did a friggin' smash attack and I was like, what the hell is this? So I'll have to go back in it and look at it.
Yeah.
Because it's just throwing me off, and I got to be able to use the C-stick, because it's going to make tilting so much easier.
This is longer than I anticipated it to be, but I'll say one more thing for you, Esk, and then I'll tell Boba something that I noticed. But I only really noticed one thing from Boba.
So I just suck really bad. I'm sorry.
No, I've played you a little bit more.
I'm only
as
one thing sucky. You're multiple things sucky. Yay!
More like punishable, not necessarily sucky. But.
Are you laughing?
Oh,
it sounds
man.
like you're laughing.
He's crying. That's all right. We'll leave the crybaby there. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
You might as well just get stock in aloe, bud, because you're just getting burnt left and right.
Oh man. So yeah, Esk, basically, I noticed that you need to do Nair and Fair and all that, but you also need to figure out how to edge guard better. Because again, I've said this before, in this game, if you know how to edge guard, or if you know how to ledge trap, or if you know how to just pressure someone from coming up from ledge, you're going to be able to juggle them better, you're going to be able to combo them better, you're going to be able to get more damage.
I just have such a hard time anticipating where people are going to jump to. And then every time I go and I try and spike, every time I try to spike, motherfucker misses. Or you guys see me coming for the spike. You see me coming for the spike. So you hesitate just enough for me to do my down B. And then there's no recovery. That's it.
You know what? You got to hesitate then.
Exactly.
Once I miss a spike, that's freaking it. That's done.
Nah, see,
there's no getting back up.
There, because of the hitbox of Cloud's sword, you're down A, which is, I believe, what you're talking about. In order to spike someone, you should still have enough time to up B from that, and you should learn the spacing on that. I told you this after Smash Boba and T. I told you that you needed to learn how to optimize your Cloud. That's pretty much what I'm telling you. Learn how to optimize your Cloud.
And I've been working on that, and I think taking 2 stock from today proves that it's coming along. I mean, I still have a lot of work to do, but I still need more optimization.
I'll be honest, I should not be the bar that you're setting. I'm not that great. I still have a lot of bad habits.
You'll always be the bar.
All right, well, so moving on to Boba, the one thing that I noticed from you playing your Mewtwo is I think
time to talk about how much he sucks.
The one thing that I notice is you try to react to someone who's coming towards you when you're playing with Mewtwo. So you're trying to be as technical as you can with obviously the knowledge that you know of Mewtwo. And that can work sometimes, but if you know someone who realizes what you're doing, it's more easy to punish than Esk. So the one thing I can say is...
Oh, yeah, that's something I definitely know. My Mewtwo definitely needs a lot of work. I know I'm fairly decent with him, but I know I need a lot of work because sometimes when I'm playing Mewtwo, I mix up Mewtwo and Sonic.
Yeah.
I mix up their movesets and get confused with that. And because Mewtwo and Sonic are two completely different characters. And going from one extreme to the other... It gets confusing.
Yeah,
needless to say.
I can definitely confirm that because that happens with me. So I definitely know what you're saying. The one thing I can say is with Mewtwo, it's almost like when you watch Anvil play. Shout out to Anvil. When you watch him play,
Sensei.
he imposes his will upon you. And my job, obviously, as Toon Link, is to throw my projectiles to throw him off. But I mean, he's great with Mewtwo. He's the best Mewtwo I have ever played, and probably ever will, because honestly, Mewtwo is not that much of a popular character. But either way, and I'll call him the number one Mewtwo player in Norway. I'll say that, and he'll probably at me for hearing this, but either way, when I play him, my job is to disrupt what he's doing already. But what makes him so good is he knows what he's doing. He's imposing his will. He's enacting his game plan, and he's just dominating the game. He's making sure that he's in the advantage state. He's making sure that he knows that it's going to take me a couple seconds to land from an up air that I missed, and he has time to charge a Shadow Ball. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about learning all that time. Mewtwo is very technical. In terms of Sonic, I think, and I really am not the greatest judge for Sonic. I'm okay with Sonic. I have him as a pocket, obviously. He's my second highest character in Elite. So I've won a couple battles with Sonic in Elite. But the one thing I can say that you need to do with Sonic, I guess, is maybe go online and watch some videos of a really good Sonic, like 6W, I think it's 6WX, or it might be 6WT. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up names, but one of the good Sonics.
Clockwork, I think is his name.
Okay, yeah, Clockwork's good. You're Too Slow, I think, is another one. But either way, they're I think Sonics, that might be who it is. Sonics, it's Sonix. But they're really great Sonic players. And when I was trying to learn how to play Sonic, I would watch videos from them. But maybe like look up some videos of Sonic playing against a projectile user and kind of figure out how to do that. Because I know obviously it's a little bit easier for you to play someone who doesn't have dominant and oppressive projectiles like with Toon Link and Link. So yeah, maybe look that up. But let's actually move on into the tournament corner, which is a small section we have this week. But basically, I joined the JWT online tournament again this week. Gabe and I did. Shout out to Gabe. He had to go through some absolute BS this week because the person that he had played didn't complain when he won the first game from lag, but when the second game and Gabe won that second game, he requested
Stockton, by the way.
Yeah, requested a moderator so that he could witness the lag, and from there, it was just ridiculous. So he ended up DQing that first game. Shout out to Gabe. Actually, again, guys,
me and my cousin used to call that McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard that. That's not just you guys. I've heard that before. Either way, I actually went 5-2.
Burn.
Yeah. I went 5-2 again this week, but I'm not going to credit it all to just regular W's because I legitimately had 3 DQ wins in a row. Literally.
We take those.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something that I guess just me being a competitor and wanting to get legitimate.
No. Say it with me. We take those.
We take those.
Take
it. It was fun. I had fun. I played a Bowser my first game that I won. Actually, okay, so rewinding. Played a Lucina. Played a Lucina my first round. I lost both times. They were both close. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. I had a long day at work, and I pretty much was like, okay, I'm probably going to lose this. So I lost. I went down into losers. I had 3 DQ wins in a row. Played the next person, it was Bowser, and I 2-0'd him. Played the next person, and it was a Roy. And as you guys know, Gravy plays Roy most of the time, so I have a good amount of experience in that matchup, and I won. And then because I won against his Roy, I think I 2-stocked him. He switched to Fox, and from there, it was really, really close, and I actually got that win, and I feel good about it because Fox has been one of my worst matchups in this game. And just knowing that I've played it enough to where I can beat someone who is obviously at this point I'm 4-1, so it's within the tournament where the people who were worse or not as experienced in Smash were left in the dust. So at this point I was playing someone who was relatively good with the character, so I felt pretty good about getting that win. And then after that I played a Pokemon trainer, and that's just honestly, Ivysaur is a beast. I cannot beat an Ivysaur. So
I picked up Pokemon trainer. I forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah you like him too?
Oh yeah
he's fun.
Squirtle is a beast. He's so fast and agile, it's nuts. And then right when you get to about, I think, between 60 and 90%, switch to Ivysaur and just knock him out.
Yeah, that's about right. But yeah,
Anyway.
So, as Esk said earlier, that we made jokes about, there were no locals for Esk and I this week because it was Father's Day. And I yet still want to encourage people to come by Smash Boba and Tea. If you're a listener and you're
I would love
within
to
the
come
area,
by.
and you're within the area.
Delightful.
Really, the Oreo boba is so good.
If nothing else,
that guy coming out.
If nothing else, get Boba to come by and watch Eskanai lose.
Not to be confused with Bulba.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to subject myself to the brutal ass beating. I'm just going to go watch Leo try and redeem himself after his ass beating from last time, and I'm going to be sipping on delicious Oreo boba.
Oh, there you go.
So if you guys want to come hang out, we can laugh at Leo together.
Dang, man, so brutal.
Burn.
Yeah. Now
love
I need
you, buddy.
Anyway, yeah. I thought that it would be cool to kind of just talk about how going to the locals, getting that experience, and just...
You know what, Leo? You are right. It is cool. It is very cool.
Too cool for school, bro. Oh, man.
Who goes to school?
Ask.
Who's there? Just kidding. Stay in school.
Anyway, I just wanted to talk about how I thought it was important to go to your local, at least get that experience, see what the scene is like, see how other competitors play, like watch how these dudes who win all the locals play and how much time they've put into
Go to
game.
the locals just so you can see how much you suck.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I did.
He gauged from that one local just how much he sucked. All right, so yeah, Bulba, tell us about Cadence of Hyrule. I've been thinking about getting it, and I'm really on the fence. So convince me further.
Get it. That's all I gotta say. Get it.
Well, tell us about it.
All right. Well, Cadence of Hyrule it's called Cadence of Hyrule: Crypt of the Necromancer, and I guess it's a second installment of a game that's called Crypt of the Necromancer. Basically, they introduced the Legend of Zelda and all of that fun stuff, and it's a beat game. When I say beat, I mean tempo, musical, musical game.
Like a rhythm, kind of?
Yeah, it's a heavy rhythm game. Throughout the game, they're playing music in the back. Only when there's enemies on the map do you have to abide by the tempo that's being played out. And on the bottom, it has the beat bar with the Triforce, or not the Triforce, but a piece of the Triforce in the middle of it. And whenever the lines get together, and that's usually when the downbeat is, and that's when you're allowed to move. Otherwise, you stall, and it says missed beat. And in that case, if there's an enemy right next to you, they can attack you without any repercussion, pretty much. But where was I going with this?
You were telling us about it.
Sorry, small track mind. Anyway, so it's heavy on the music of the Legend of Zelda. So if you're like Eskis for Banjo-Kazooie, heavy into the Zelda themes and music, this would be a great game. And if you like the handheld Zeldas, which I personally do, I love all the handheld Zeldas. It's that same type of art style. You get to the edge of one map and it transfers to a new map. Enemies are pretty much the same. You know what? It's kind of, this game in particular is kind of like a shorter Link's Awakening, so to speak.
Even shorter.
Because much shorter. Like I got this game yesterday, played all day yesterday, and I beat it. Even though it was this short, I still love this game, and I'm probably going to play it again 2 or 3 times within the next month. Yeah. It's mainly my big thing about this game is the music. Because I've always loved the Zelda music. It's been my favorite part. Like, like S does with the banjo music.
Damn straight.
I will just randomly, you can even ask my wife, just start whistling the Lost Woods theme or Zelda's Lullaby or the Borough of Fire. That's the one. So that was a heavy influence on me actually wanting to get this, because initially I was right where you were, Leo. I was kind of iffy about it because it looked interesting, but I don't know if I wanted to invest my time into it. I'm very happy that I did. It takes a minute to get used to the fighting style, but I'm very happy that I got this game. And honestly, I wish it was a little longer so I can get more out of it. But like I said, I'll probably play it 2 or 3 more times within the next month or so.
That's dope.
So I highly encourage you to get it.
I
don't know if Eska's ever really been deep into the Zelda thing, but if you want to get it, I very, very much want all of you to get it. Even you listeners. I see all of you. You better get it. This is the best for what it is.
I might have to get it then.
I think you might. Yes,
yes. I just might.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Ash. So now that we're talking about Zelda, what did you want to talk about?
So I wanted to talk about Breath of the Wild. So of course I'm going to get the game, and I'm super pumped about the fact that if I get the game and play it, that there's going to be a second one that's going to eventually come out. I was hoping you guys could explain to me just kind of more about the path of where that game takes place. So Skyward Sword was the one where he's up on the floating island and they're like flying on birds and crap. That's the one that came out
for the Wii.
Yeah.
For the Wii.
So is Breath of the Wild is that same storyline?
So I have the full timeline pulled up right now, so I can tell you each game and where it lies on the timeline.
Okay.
And honestly, you're probably gonna be surprised by where Breath of the Wild lands.
Okay.
All right. So very first in the storyline is Skyward Sword. They're in the air. This is before everything. This is where it starts. I guess, I don't know if you want to call it like a curse, but basically Demise is the main villain in this game. And he pretty much curses Zelda and Link. And that's how this whole thing pretty much starts. And throughout the years, it just keeps going and going. But anyway, so after Skyward Sword, they have the Minish Cap and the Four Swords. And then right after that is the Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time.
Skyward Sword was essentially like the earliest prequel that we've received.
Right.
It is the beginning.
It is the very beginning.
I was unaware of that. Wow.
There should be no more before it. That's literally the beginning.
Yeah.
That's basically where the reincarnation of the hero began.
Correct.
Okay.
So, anyway, Minish Cap, Four Swords, then Ocarina of Time. And Ocarina of Time is where
there's
the
split.
timeline splits into 3 different
Damn
lines.
It, Link. Freaking moron messing with the timeline.
So first,
I'm pretty sure that's not why.
Yeah, it's definitely not why, but we'll play like it is. We'll just put you in your corner and say, it's okay.
The ocarina, the little flute friggin' thing, messes with time, doesn't it?
It's the Ocarina of Time. So
go ahead, Boba.
I guess technically, yes, it messes with time, but
Link isn't responsible for the split.
Correct. It's not necessarily Link's fault. It's, if you want to get real technical, it's Demise's fault because he's the one that made the reincarnation a thing. But after Ocarina of Time is where the split happens, and then we'll start with if Link's defeated. When Link gets defeated, you have the decline of Hyrule and the last hero. So on this timeline, it starts with A Link to the Past. Then it jumps down to Link's Awakening. Then you got your Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
Uh-huh.
A Link Between Worlds.
And then Majora's Mask.
No, not even close.
Oh wow.
A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
And then Triforce Heroes, which I'm sorry was the worst game I've ever played.
Wasn't that?
That was the one on the 3DS.
Right?
It was mainly like a online multiplayer kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was absolute trash.
I heard it was terrible.
Yeah, it was
Everyone
absolute
says
trash.
it's bad. So,
but after that, then you go to The Legend of Zelda and The Adventure of Link, which is the first two.
That were ever created.
Is this another timeline?
No, this is
that
all
same
in the decline
when the hero was defeated in Ocarina of
Time. So the original game takes place in the decline timeline.
Correct. So that concludes the hero being defeated. So now we're going to jump into the next timeline, and it's kind of like, so there's the hero's defeated, and then this one's called The Hero is Triumphant, and it's two timelines in one overlay, I guess, which is The Hero is Triumphant. So the first one is the Twilight Realm and the Legacy of the Hero. So this one is, or Ocarina of Time jumps to Majora's Mask. This is the child's era. This is when he's still a kid.
Isn't he dead in Majora's Mask?
So,
or is that just a theory?
Okay, so that's just a theory. A game theory. No.
A game theory.
No. Let me also explain, because Bulba's been doing a fantastic job. But the one thing I think Eska's misunderstanding is the fact that technically so far there's reincarnations and there's also the continuation. So when the time split happens, it's literally at the battle with Ganon in Ocarina of Time. If it's playing on the, like, if Link actually lost that battle, that's where the hero is defeated timeline comes into play. So then eventually Link gets reincarnated, and then that's where Link to the Past happens, and then Oracle of Seasons and Ages happen. Like, and those I think are, A Link to the Past Link is different than Oracle of Ages and Seasons, correct? Or am I wrong on that? Okay, yeah. So and then so that reincarnation cycle happens. Then there's when the hero is triumphant, when he beats Ganon, then it goes into the two different, which is basically if you put the Master Sword.
It might actually be the same Link.
Okay, well, either way.
Either way.
Either way. When you go into where the hero is triumphant and you go into the child era and the adult era, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bulba, because you're more of an expert on this than I am. But, when he would take the Master Sword out of where it was, that's when there was that time skip, correct? That's when he became the adult Link, basically?
Correct. Yeah.
So
when he sealed in the realm for 7 years.
Right. So when he won and he beat Ganon, he stuck the sword back into the wherever it was. That's when he returned back to the child era, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so yeah,
and if he would not have stuck the sword back,
there's a scenario. There's a scenario where he kept the sword, and a scenario where he stuck the sword back in.
Correct. That's the adult era and the child era.
Okay, if he kept the sword, he was an adult. If he put the sword back in, he went back to his child era.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And we're currently on the child era discussion.
Okay.
So in the child era, it's Majora's Mask. And there are speculations that he's dead or something like that, but nothing has actually been confirmed.
Right.
So after Majora's Mask, you hit the Twilight era, and that's where Twilight Princess comes into play. And after Twilight Princess, you have the Four Swords Adventure, which is, I'm sure you know.
Was never a big fan of Four Swords.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, same.
But, so that's the conclusion of the child era. That's where that one ends. So adult era is called The Hero Wins and a New World. So if he kept the sword, you had Ganondorf being resurrected and Hyrule being sealed with a flood. That's where you get your Wind Waker. And right after Wind Waker, you got the Phantom
Hourglass, which was a great game. Despite what everyone says, I really enjoyed that game. Spirit Tracks was garbage.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Spirit Tracks. I liked Phantom Hourglass, but
Phantom Hourglass was fantastic. I love the incorporation of the second screen on the DS.
Yes, That
They
was
did
pretty good.
so good. It was so fun. Like for example, doing the specific, like going to a specific part of the sea, and then doing the specific symbol, and it's like a fast travel. That was freaking genius. That was awesome. The puzzles were really fun. I really enjoyed that game. Anyways.
Yeah, that was a good one. So, after the Phantom Hourglass, you had a new continent being discovered, which leads you into Spirit Tracks. And as we just discussed, Spirit Tracks is kind of eh. But from there, that's where the adult era ends.
Uh-huh.
So now you have your hero being defeated, then your child and adult era where the hero is triumphant.
The hero is triumphant, okay.
And you ask me where Breath of the Wild stands? Well,
yeah.
The speculation is they all converge onto one timeline again. And it's the resurrection of Ganon.
They reconverge?
Yes, they reconverge. This is just a speculation because I don't think anyone actually knows if this is legit or not. But this is kind of because Breath of the Wild literally doesn't fall into any specific timeline. There's pieces of each timeline within the game that you find.
That's cool. So then we could assume that in the end, whether he won or lost that battle, if he won or lost, whether he won or lost the battle in Ocarina of Time, although the journey to Breath of the Wild could have been variously different, it all would have brought him to the same place, which is Breath of the Wild.
Right.
That's pretty badass.
I mean, it's really cool because Breath of the Wild has a lot of the characters that you had like separate, like the Gorons and the Zoras and the
the Lionels and
they're all in one game.
There are Zoras in each timeline. It's just the image of the Zora,
right?
Because in the hero being defeated timeline, the image of the Zora is this fish monster looking deal, whereas in the other two, it's
humanoid.
People,
almost.
Humanoid, yeah. So it's just the difference in stuff like that, and a Lionel. I think they're called Lionels, right?
Yes.
The Lionels were from the Decline timeline, and there's other things that were from these other timelines, and it's just
even
so many different aspects.
The little
into
Dekus,
one game,
right?
Yeah,
they look like they're from Wind Waker.
Correct. So I mean, there's like so many different aspects of each timeline brought into Breath of the Wild that
appears in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, the only way that Breath of the Wild can even fit on this timeline
is if they all converge.
If they all converge, or another thing that I've heard and read is it branched out and made its own timeline from Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's so much that we actually don't know, and nothing's actually been verified, to my knowledge, that it's just its own little deal. It's like, hey, guys, I don't like any of you, so I'm just going to make my own self.
Well, you definitely informed me on everything I really needed to know in preparation of getting this game. It's probably going to be the next game I get for my Switch, so I'm excited to jump into it. You know, I've just been without a Nintendo that I've behind on, the games, and I had a DS, but then the 3DS came out, and
Breath of the Wild is definitely one you have to get for a Switch.
Agreed.
Yeah, it just looks so good.
Gravy picked up Super Mario Odyssey and beat that. And the next game I told him to pick up is Breath of the Wild. And Gravy has never soloed a Zelda game before, and even he's considering getting it because that's how great. Like, I'm pretty sure it won awards. Like, it's legit. It's one of my favorite games ever. It's just It's great. You definitely need to pick it up.
All right, guys. So I'll definitely do that. We're going to close it out here in just a few seconds, but before we did that, I wanted to just touch on just briefly some anime. I think I had mentioned this one to you guys, like off our show. I don't think I mentioned it while recording. So, Baki, Baki on Netflix. Have you guys heard of Baki?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
Well, if I haven't heard of it,
I'm sure it's appeared if you've been on Netflix and like scroll through everything, I'm sure you the image of Baki at some point. Dude, this show's hella good. It's a fighting show. It's oh gosh, how do I explain it? It's there's this kid named Baki, and he is like a badass fighter, and he wins this ultimate fighting contest and basically proves that he's a force to be reckoned with. And there's this thing that's going on where all these brutal fighters all over the world, and most of them are all in prison on death's row, and they're just like brutal killing machines who all have a desire to taste defeat, hear about his victory, and they want to challenge him to see if they could be beat. So they all go to Tokyo, they escape out of prison, and they go to fight Baki and a small group of other fighters that are just about as good as Baki is. And it's a great show, and I wanted to just kind of drop that to you guys to check it out. I think it's definitely worth a watch. There's 2 seasons thus far. I think they're going to come out with a 3rd one. They haven't announced it yet, but it's been very well received. And there's even a romantic element to it. So, I don't know. I think you guys would definitely like it. There's brief nudity in it for you, Bulba. so you see some tatas. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just like it's action packed, and the fights are like really enjoyable to watch. They're brutal and they're really enjoyable to watch. I think it's definitely worth a watch. So something to look into. Bulba, do you have anything to recommend at all? Or
yeah, Heaven's Lost Property. It was
you ended up watching it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. And
it's good.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that it's only 2 seasons because I was actually really impressed with it. I hope that I haven't looked up anything on them making another season or not, but I really hope they do because it's hilarious in some points and then kind of like a tearjerker in another. And you guys just got to watch it. I mean, it's great.
I mean,
it's
it was
really
recommended
nudity
to me.
Kind, so you're good on that standpoint. But
is it kind of like is it kind of harem-y, like a harem anime?
Ish, not really. Hard to explain in that aspect.
This guy on the Funimation forums had recommended it to me, so it's on my list. I just haven't checked it out yet, but it's
yeah, I highly recommend it. I like that one. Okay. I also watched Steins Gate. I mean, I didn't really get.
Did you finish the whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was interesting, but I didn't really get the big mind blowing that you guys were telling me about. Yeah, it was all kind of predictable.
Disappointing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Yeah, we talked about this off recording, and I don't know. I think it might have just been esque for us, like just that right time where when we watched it, we might have been
we were just super into anime,
right? I mean, not that Bulba's not. What I mean to say is.
No, but we were we were just like insatiable. Like anything that was even barely a good story, we were like, "Oh, we need more."
I mean, it could have been that, but I honestly was going to say it could just be the fact that Bulba has already watched a lot of anime, and so his tastes may be a little bit different,
champagne and caviar,
it's not that I didn't like it. It's just that
it wasn't in your cup.
I think you guys hyped it up to me
too much.
So too much, and then
really, oh,
he's so hurt.
It's such a good anime.
I agree.
What Leo was pretty much trying to explain to me was that the whole point of it was how they got there and what they had to go through to get there, and that you just did not know what was going to happen until it happened, kind of deal.
It was digging your hole deeper and deeper and deeper, and then realizing, shit, I can't get out of this hole, but I have to because
the fate of everything is at stake.
Yeah, it's freaking.
For most people, it would be: are they actually going to do it? Is that going to happen? Well, no anime that I've ever seen does the main person actually lose the person that they love. So that's not going to happen. I mean, everything's going to go back to how it's supposed to be.
Well, technically speaking, that he basically lost.
No, he's got both of them.
But did he?
Yeah.
She can't remember.
Actually, she can.
He's got a he's got a.
OVA?
Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, every single person.
She remembers.
Yeah,
that's the one where she goes back to America and then
every single person remembered when they go and do it, or when they undo the D-mail.
Spoilers.
They do it.
They all remember everything from the alternate world line.
Damn, I don't know if I saw
they
that.
all remember it, so it's not like anything actually was lost.
Wait, so that dude remembers having a vagina?
Are you talking about? Are you talking about? Wait, you're talking about the movie? That's what you're talking about?
The movie? I haven't even watched the movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the show itself.
Okay,
every D-mail that they undid,
I feel
person
like I
remembered
missed something
everything from the other timeline.
I think that you might be either I'm remembering wrong or you're not. I don't know. You're partially correct. I think it was only one person because I'm pretty confident they all did not remember. It was just
I don't remember it being all of them. I thought it was just
it was a couple. And
I think the only one that did was the one with the phone all the time, the one that couldn't talk and just did the phone.
See, because
she was the only one that did.
I think the world line. If I remember correctly, the world line they went into, they just remembered a bit of it. They didn't remember everything. Just like how every time they'd go,
they remembered all the important parts.
Okay, well, I'll have to rewatch it again just so I can talk about it. But
can I?
Yeah.
Well,
can I also watch the movie.
Okay, yeah. I'll watch the movie. I started to kind of watch the second season, or I don't know if it's the second season or not, but the Zero.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it because I'm already kind of invested in the characters, but it's not like I have to watch it.
I heard that. He's like, yes.
Yeah, we did it, yeah. So, but before I get what you would like to recommend before we get out of here, Leo, can I ask you real quick, Bulba, how did you feel about the reveal of, and I don't want to get into too many spoilers, just like be as vague as humanly possible, the reveal of the whole daughter relationship?
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, that's my daughter type thing. Yeah, how did you react to that? Were you like, oh snap? Like,
no, not really. I mean, like I said, a lot of the stuff for me was kind of predictable. I mean, I didn't predict that she was his daughter initially, like right away.
I was about to say you were a lying bastard if you predicted that.
I was gonna say, wow,
but I knew there was some type of relationship between them.
Yeah,
because there's, I don't know, they just, with everything that was being said, there was going to
be some bounce go wow wow going on or something like. That is his daughter. How dare you?
Yeah, no, I didn't think there was any bound chicka wow wow going on with that, but I knew there was some type of relationship, whether it was his daughter or main dude's daughter or something,
or adopted daughter. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there was some type of relationship with them, and
there was that. Yeah,
that's why I wasn't so like, oh my god moment, but I wasn't surprised, but I wasn't.
I mean, the pin was like realizing like, oh shit,
how they figured or how what's her name figured
it
out.
He's the one who made the pin. Yeah, that's just pretty dope. Yeah. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, I went fishing and I got a bite. All right.
Yeah, the bite.
Reel that bitch in. All right. So before we get out of here, Leo, what would you like to recommend to us and to our listeners today?
Yeah. So I have a pretty extensive list. Some of it you can kind of go towards it was Americanized and whatever, such as Digimon and Beyblade and stuff. So I have that in this list, but
let it rip.
The thing that I want to recommend is Samurai Champloo.
Oh man,
the hell is that?
He doesn't like it. You like Samurai Champloo?
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's a classic.
I really tried hard to get into it.
You have to try it again.
I mean, hold on. I'll tell you right now. Go ahead, talk about it a little bit more. I'm gonna look to.
Well, I wasn't gonna talk about it because we're already running kind of long this week, and I was just gonna leave with the rec. But yeah, I mean, if you want me to leave another one, that's a classic. Watch Death Note. If you guys haven't watched Death Note, watch Death Note.
I haven't seen Death Note.
You have not seen Death Note.
I have not seen
Death Note I've seen is the Netflix
movie. Yeah, me too. I saw that movie.
That's the only thing I've ever seen.
I am insulted. Oh God! You guys were both telling me how you have no anime. Go watch Death Note. It is a literal classic, and it literally. Well, okay, I'm not gonna hype it
five
too
or
much.
6 different Death Notes.
I feel like we've insulted him so deeply.
It's because I've taken the insult for all anime watchers everywhere.
What's the Death Note I have to watch? So I know there's like 5 or 6 different ones.
No, there's not.
I've seen like 5 or 6 different ones.
It's literally the original Death Note. Literally, if you look up Death Note,
it's literally just Death Note.
It's literally just called Death Note,
and it's dubbed.
Yep.
Okay, because I ain't watching no sub,
and it's great.
I got to episode 7 on Samurai Champloo.
Okay,
that bitch is just so annoying, man.
I'll tell you, yes, but at the same time, it's an enjoyable anime let me clarify. Not that all women are bitches, but this one. But this one is. I think we need to close down after that one.
Oh my goodness!
I just wanted to I'm not saying.
And send all your female mails to @s. Again, that is.
I'm trying to misconstrue shit.
You can find S on
this girl in Samurai Champloo.
The private
farmersonly.com. Samurai Champloo, that girl, she's just
annoying,
yippy, and she just, oh my god.
Yeah, but
and then just say yucky.
Push past it. That's
all I'm trying to tell you. The last episode I saw in full was the one that was the Van Gogh episode. You know that one where the painting of her with the sunflower inspired Van Gogh.
Okay, it's vaguely familiar, but just go watch it. Go watch it.
All right, I'll give it a shot. And then
but honestly, even before Samurai Champloo, before you start that over, go watch Death Note. And literally come back next week and tell me, because I don't think it's that long. I don't remember it being that long. Go watch. You both were telling me how you're kind of running towards the end of the list. Go watch Death Note. It's literally classic. I watched the whole thing. Have I seen
Black Butler?
I have not, but it's on my list.
I didn't really like Black Butler, and I mean it's okay. It's all right. I managed to watch all of it.
Okay, that's good to know.
It wasn't unbearable.
Let's shut her down.
Well, I'm just saying, it reminds me of Black Butler. Okay, that was the whole point I was trying to make. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today to another Gathering of Bros. As always, we want to encourage you to communicate with us in all the ways that we have available. First and foremost, our Discord. You'll find a link to our Discord in the description wherever you're listening or watching. I guess it's not really watching; it is on YouTube. So wherever you're listening to us,
you're kind of watching on YouTube.
Sort of, yeah, kind of. So wherever you're listening to us and our show, in the description, you will find a link to our Discord. There's also a bunch of other ways you can get in touch with us. Email us. Please email us. Let us know what you think of our show. If you want to comment on something we discussed, we do accept hate mail. We will read it. We will call you out in the middle of the show and be like, this person thought we were stupid. So, yeah, please send it to us.
They are correct.
They are completely correct, yeah. gatheringofbros@gmail.com. Again, that's gatheringofbros@gmail.com. Even if you just want to give us some, advice on how we should format our show, we'll take it. You can also find us on Twitter @gatheringofbros. Twitter is awesome. We are going to start using it more. That's my initiative the next few months to really start posting more on our Twitter. I'm going to try and manage that with my buddies over here.
I don't do Twitter, so it's all you.
Well, now they know who to send their hate mail to.
If you got hate mail from me, it ain't gonna be on Twitter.
@Bulbasip. @Bulbasip. That's who you want to send that hate mail to.
Not on Twitter.
It's at Gathering of Bros.
Not on Twitter.
@gatheringbros@gmail.com. You just make sure you say Bulbasit, you suck. So we also are on Google Play, which is actually relatively new, which is awesome, by the way. Props to Leo for getting us on Google Play. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and, of course, YouTube and Spotify. A lot of different ways to stay in touch with us and watch or listen to our content. But as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining us on today's gathering. Until next week's gathering, y'all stay gold. Deuces.
Peace out.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.